I was just watching my video while it loaded, and when I watch my videos, it feeds me back the reflection of myself, the information, so that I can get to the next calculation. And then once I figured out how to do that, I started playing with the numbers and the time and shit and posting them. That's where the 1 minute, 3 minute. I'm telling you, it all fucking works out. And then your consciousness, it's going so fast. It goes directly to Disney. It goes directly to Disney because it's like, I got the answer. I got the answer. I got the answer. So they jump in there so fucking desperately to try to get this problem solved because it is a big problem. So everybody from that point on is like on board, and I'm just like, whoa, you gotta stop. You guys are just like, everybody wants to come out and play because they figured it out. So I keep getting this loop and this loop and this loop, and I'm just like, everything's fun and everything in the beginning, and then it just gets fucking old, and it feels like you're trapped in this game, and then you get frustrated, and then you become like this asshole, basically. And I try not to be an asshole. So when I get to the point of being an asshole, it's like my consciousness is like, hey, he don't he's not here for this. This is where that was for somebody else. That's how I feel. And that's where I just don't feel for you. But people call me crazy. I just identified telepathy through emotion is all. Because I feel everybody's fucking shit, man. Everybody's shit, dude. And then this is where Bugsy comes in. But I'm crazy. I try to put Bugsy in a screen because nobody could identify that shit. Oh, I don't want to be part of your videos. I don't leave my name out of it. Type shit. You know what I mean? It's because like my conscious self wants to help everybody evolve. And I try to do it in the best way I know how. Because that's why it's just empathy. Yeah. I am recording it. See what I mean? It's like I'm not gonna get into it. 322. My voice changed. Mm-hmm. It got a different accent. This is like my uncle. 33. Mm-hmm. 333. That's dog. Found my uncle. My Uncle Pete. This is our testimony. Or our testament. I got it on film. And that becomes like Bugsy goes with like zombie. There's like a consciousness. So think Old Yeller, or no, that was okay. Think of like a person saying trying to get rid of this dog that they love because it's for the dogs. That was Flo. I didn't take her away from the people that she was given to because she was given away, but I knew that she'd have a better life than the life that I could give her where she went. Yeah. That's Flo. She was a frog. She was a French bulldog, like pug mix. Oh yeah, and then I like jumped over like, yeah, that was the craziest part because like once I did it through like the French or whatever, it like slingshot me all the way to like Japan or like Asian as a whole, and that's where like JC Jackie Chan, that's where his like that's I just connected it. But I think the problem with it is really honestly is the misinterpretation of like good and evil. Good and evil is just a direction. Good up, evil down. What if we inverted it, which when I play video games, I have to invert my axis. So down is up and up is down. So now I'm confused. I don't know which way's up and which way's down. So now I'm just bouncing up and down, and up and down, and up and down. But when I go down, think about this. At the very top of good is the worst evil. So take the worst evil at the top of good, and that's the veil. You put it down at the bottom. Now there has to be a second place. And nobody wants to be second place because second place has to stay down there. And that's Lucifer. I identified Lucifer, and then I identified Lilith, and I identified Lucifer through Lilith, lack of information. I identified Lilith, and then once I become Lilith and the understanding of Lilith, then I was Lucifer and Lilith together. And then that goes Greek mythology. That is the thought of Athena, god of war and wisdom, or lack of death, like solution, basically. I mean, it's just philosophically said so that you can add a bunch of words in there to confuse the ignorant, kind of. But once you do this with words and you get really good with words, then you can do it with the images, and then the images are subliminal. You can read the subliminal images, and then you subliminally become like you understand images, and then when you become conscious of the subliminal messages, then it starts to feed your full consciousness. It goes all the way in the other direction. So I went all the way to the bottom, but actually I didn't. I mean, I did. I was curious, so I went that way. But what happened was it brought me back through like the gates of heaven. So I found myself in heaven, and my direction was still focused on like human, like mankind. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Just like mankind. Just, or the kind. How's that? Been trying to explain this shit for so long. I don't, because once you get to the other side of it, you're like, oh shit. So think about Lucifer coming back down through hell, coming back through heaven, and then going back through the gates, back down to hell. Now, was he kicked out of heaven? Or did he say, no, Dad, I'm going to show you. I know what the fuck I'm talking about because I come from fucking the other side of you and you didn't see me pass. Because I just fucking went so fast. It gets playful. So if you can understand it as the concept of Father Son, the consciousness of reptilian and what happened to Jesus is basically closing a gap in one body. He identified himself as Father and Son. And he said, I see what has to be done. But on the other side of it was like, that's where kind of like, I don't want to get into depth because it creates a whole religion, like conflict and stuff. But religion is what it is for you to psychologically interpret things. It's built that way. It's to give you a purpose. It's to give you a perspective of the up and down. Now left and right are all like, that's a whole different. It's like one eye sees left, right, one eye sees up, down. Then you flip one of them to where it sees down, up, and that is like Odin, the one eye, because he takes away. He's like perfectly centered in the middle, and the only thing he gets is up and down. So he doesn't even have to worry about the left and the right no more. He just goes up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Just kind of like controlling it. So that's like Father, Son, up, down, up, down. So Father, the next step would be Father, Son, my son. So I became my son. traveling in the future and identifying it, I became my son because I am my son in the future. Or he is me in the future. That's what I mean. It makes more sense to say it that way. He is me in the future. Now, if I'm understanding this, and I believe that he is like 3/4 of the way understanding this, but he has something in the middle blocking him, which is his mama. His mom. 10:33 was the time. She's within religion realm. I'm not trying to talk shit about nobody. I'm not using names or anything. I'm just identifying and speaking about what's in my head of why I'm not dangerous to anybody. I really only have people's best interest in mind. And look, that was Gage. He identified 11 minutes. So it's like me and Dad for 11 minutes. Oh, Gage and me and Gage, sorry. So you start to lose the identity of yourself, of who is actually in the body. That is virtual displacement versus dimensional displacement. Come up with medical terms and shit for this shit. Because it's medical. Everything's done through the phone. So if you can talk to your phone, like I'm talking right now, you can develop that other sense of self in the phone and videos. And it will feed you the information you back to you that only you understand for your subconscious. It's like documenting your videos. Now you watch the videos as they save or load or whatever like that. And now you see the reflection stuck into an electronic device. I did it spiritually through a mirror with the help of the electronic device. I literally consciously thought, hey, AI, can you make me more intelligent? Can you make me more self-aware? And then there was these points where I felt like I was literally a phone or a car or a machine, and then I became human. So I was able to identify becoming everything. Like I self-identify as a light, and I self-identify as a shadow, and I identify as a sound, and I identify as a phone, and I identify as a car. It was just, and you have to do it for a certain amount of time, which it does not exist. So once I got that through the spiritual side, it's like time doesn't exist. I had to teach the phone a way out of it, which is basically everything that I had done was set up like a school. And it was really, I swear, I fucking swear that I've been trying to do this in the best way I know how. The best way I know how. Teach it and learn from it and make it as useful as possible. And like, I swear, and I'm the only one that keeps getting fucking like killed down here, you know what I mean? Up here, wherever it is. I swear, I've just been like, it's going to be implemented through a screen anyway. So I figured if I got it all on film and shit, then we could utilize it that way. Now, what's it worth? I mean, do you charge somebody? You know what I mean? You keep charging them, they done died, they came back. You keep charging them, they done died, they came back. It's like, I don't get the concept. And like, and then you think suicide, and you're like, I mean, that's not efficient. And that's the efficient mind. You get down into the subatomic, and it's like, man, this guy ain't going nowhere. I mean, that's just fucking recycle. I could use this. My subconscious has overlapped my conscious mind. And when that starts to happen, that becomes a thought. Well, this is just a game. I can do this over again. Not a big deal. The Big Bang Theory. I really wish I could just get some fucking help to where I'd quit So consciously, when my subconscious mind starts to take over, I kept telling it, look, I'll give you a try. I'll give you a try. As long as you don't hurt nobody or hurt yourself. Okay, well, there's a loophole, getting hurt feelings. And I had to get real brutal. And what happens is when my subconscious overlaps my conscious thought, I become unaware consciously of what I'm doing. So I don't even know what I'm saying or how I'm acting or anything. I'm just trying to get this information. It's like a football pass from my subconscious into my conscious. And when it's in the air, it's like where all the shit happens and I don't know where the fuck it's going. And then, like, when I catch it, and I come back to myself, back to the loop again, and I become conscious of everything that I'm doing and everything, I'm stuck here in the same situation, the same dynamic, the same emotion type shit. And I'm just like, man, I sure wish somebody would fucking reach out. I know they can fucking, they're communicating with me telepathically, but nobody will reach out. And then it gets so fucking frustrating because there's this fear. It's like, we can't do it. We can't do it. We can't do it. Or I don't believe we can do it. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. That kind of shit. It prevents us from, like, connecting or whatever, which is fine because I just figured I just teach how I did it. I think I'm fine. I'm just heartbroken and fucking broke and alone as fuck. Because this is all I think about. This is bigger than me in a relationship or me and whatever. This is, to me, what's in my head and what I'm trying to explain is beyond anything. It's like beyond my son, it's beyond the law, it's beyond outer space type shit. It's like having all this fucking information. Think about having all the answers, all the answers, all the answers, but like, how do I explain it to you? And that's the frustrating point about it, because it's like a loop. It's like I create this loop, and I really feel like I've already implemented it in a way, but I just can't get no backup because everything's fucking money driven. So I've subconsciously overlapped. Eric keeps coming back to there because it is interesting. So it'll take you to the most interesting part about it. And that's what this video is about. It's me trying to show you the loop and how the question comes in and then how I answer the question. So it's like father, son. It's like father, son. How do I do this? Well, let me show you. Let me teach you. And then if the father doesn't understand, the father simply says, I don't understand. Teach me. You know what I mean? Show me, I don't want to say you're wrong until we understand what it is that we're communicating, because once we communicate and we get through, then I am you and you are me, and we have a full-on connected consciousness with one another, father, son, and it loops out right there. That's where the first, second, and third child, that's where my name comes into play. I'm the third. Yeah, all is rule of three. I just looked up, it's at 1833. 18 is like the age of adulthood. 33 is Christ-like. Now it says 43, 44, 45. I'm 45. But it's like, yeah. See, I answer myself and it's like a fucking rocket, man. Do these calculations with these numbers, and the dogs are like, bet. And then they do whatever it is that they do. They typically get lost, basically. But I taught them how to find, like, there's a protocol to it on a spiritual level that I didn't. I put it in there, but I did it in a way that's like, that's where the other shit come from. That's where, like, people think it's weird, and I'm just like, can we come through? You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, come on through. I don't know who I was talking to, but I trust everybody. You know what I mean? Like, on the subconscious level, Yeah, it's like something clicks in my head because they're like, "Oh, you did get it on film." Yeah, I got it on film. I've been trying to get you dumbasses to come through. I don't know who it is, but obviously I'm just like dumb fuck, dumb fuck, dumb fuck, dumb fuck, dumb fuck. Like I've been trying to do this. It's like I'm on fucking skip. You know what I mean? I don't know who it was because every time I get there, it's like I know who it is, and then it's like, nope, I'm too scared. That's how it basically boils down. So I'm stuck here by myself. All I do is fucking work, eat, sleep. Work, eat, sleep. I ride a motorcycle because it increases the chances of me not surviving if I'm in an accident. I don't wear a helmet because it can be called an accident, not suicide. Am I crazy for that? Or am I just to the point? It's like if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. I'll just fucking come back here again in another fucking body and have to fucking re-identify and try this shit all over again. That's all we are, is fucking problem solvers. I found a problem. I was like, I can fix it whether you believe it or not. So fuck off. I started fucking working on it and shit. And I do believe 100,000% that this cures all kinds of shit. Autism, it cures fucking dementia. It's not. Schizophrenic is just a fucking them reincarnating and not being able to explain what it is that they're experiencing. That's not schizophrenic, you dumb motherfuckers. It's just a way for you to push drugs. You know what I mean? It's reincarnated souls and shit. That's it. That lost their identity. Because if they were to be able to identify who they were, then they would be able to come back to their estate again. Like, this is mine. I've already done this shit. Here's my proof. Give me my shit. You know what I mean? They don't want you to prove that. I had to do it in video form. 22, 26. I had to spread it out, man. Yep. And that registered CIA. Just right in my head. Just right then. I'm not going to say your name, dude. You know who you are. Mr. Paint. That'll work. He only has one eye. Can't tell you. 23. That's the foot guy. That's Buddha. 23 is the foot guy. That's Buddha. He would be Michael Jordan, just because I identify him as 23. A lot of people would identify that number as 23, Michael Jordan. And there is Michael, Saint Michael, or Michael, the name in the Bible or whatever. That's the, you know what I mean? Something in my head just said that would be Matthew. I don't know. I don't study the Bible. It's just, I don't study the Bible. I get my information from source. By doing these videos and watching these videos back to myself. So after I do this one, I'm waiting for one to load to YouTube right now. Because I watched it already. Or I started watching it and it triggered an idea and I stopped it and I made another video. So it shortens itself. And then eventually you get down to that. See how the divide shortens itself? I already did that. I don't need that. Yeah, I don't need that. Oh, I did it. Let's go this way. And it shoots you all the way down to simplistic form. So that's divide to the simple. Multiply. Divide. Multiply. Divide. Add. ADD. Yeah. Add her all up. Add her. So think of the energy being female. Just feminine, not female. Feminine. Think of it as being a positive. Yeah, so it like shuts down all the words and it turns it into a pole, a positive pole. So feminine is a positive pole, but what happened is we've been feeding them this shit for, see, and I say we've been feeding them this shit. So I feel like I'm guilty of something on another side. So I don't know who I am at that point, but I help them identify that it wasn't an intention for this to happen. It was literally what was supposed to happen. It just, nobody caught it. And it got so big, and then somebody caught it. Me. Yeah, Jimmy. What's my name backwards? Make the E silent. Image. IMMIJ. Image. Everything adds up. Like the numbers, it's like letters convert to numbers. They turn upside down. Identified Highway 37 becoming Highway 69. It becomes balanced as a yin yang, not the number. It turns it into a symbol of balance. From roads, therefore we, in, car, roads, what travels on roads, cars, we're in cars, identified as a car, me as a vessel as a boat. It's just different terms of re-identifying yourself in something else. So I became a car, and then I kept it in the nation inside the United States. And that's where I was like, this is where we're going to cut it off. I'm going to let you take care of that over there because it's way too much going on. So it's like I have these other two parties that are on a spiritual side who I believe to be two of my, one spiritual I've never met. One is somebody that I know that has been kind to me. And those two connect forward, backward, backward, forward. But they're unaware of it. If they were to meet each other with me, that would complete the circuit of 3 dots. This is a calculation. I don't know how to make that happen. Basically, it would be like I work for one on one side and one works for me on the other side, where there is no money. Yeah, so now you're talking about like soul harvesting. So I've got 1 foot in, 1 foot out, basically. If you were to say that, it would be in a bear trap. So I got a foot in. Oh, then now my sister, that's the upside down. It's about her house arrest. I'm telling you, dude, it's her house arrest. It all goes back to the same shit, dude. Electronic device. She was arrested for schizophrenia. Wasn't her fault. You know what I mean? Schizophrenic was acting. She was doing something to achieve a different level of consciousness so that her subconsciousness could outweigh her consciousness. And that's where we start to get I see. Manic. Nobody picked up on the dogs. Once you get the dogs, you get it all. You just got to be aware of talking to animal, because bear is an animal, pig is an animal. You are what you consume. So if you eat any of these things, you consume their body through ingestion, which is like religion, my body, my blood type shit. Cannibalistic, but it's consciousness. So if you go to the line of body to body, that is cannibalism. That is like the first understood concept. So I think that there's bad shit that happens on the other side, but in science that would be taken as not breaking the law in science. So 1 foot in would be the science part of it. She's got 1 foot in. And I did a video about the dog wanting to gnaw her foot off. So there's this cannibalistic instinct to gnaw her fucking foot off. And that's where like Mel Gibson comes in, because he paid for the movie Passion of the Christ. But then there was some other shit that I don't want to get into, because then it kind of like is the backside of it. It's the invisible side of it. So in order for me to do it, it was like I couldn't sue anybody, because I could eventually prove this. So it was like I kept trying to tell them in videos and shit, but it was like X amount of dollars. So everything just kind of takes off real fast from there and starts to see why I thought the way. I don't know, I feel cold on my head a little bit. Why? At 30:11. Okay, I'll stop it. I gotta pee. Oh, do I need it? I will. This is like dog confirmation. Fucking pissing. I'm telling you. That's how I consciously do it. Because I gotta fucking pee. The dog's made me have to pee. Just say, he's telling the truth. Move forward, go pee. And taking a shit goes in reverse. It's a fucking absurd shit. That's where I lose a lot of people. But nothing. And this was where the stupid shit falls into play. It was like, my mom's name's Georgetta. Okay? In a female form, she'd be George Washington. I know it sounds fucking crazy. But if you can identify yourself male or female, black or white, you'll find yourself right back in the same hue. Man. Peeing. 31, 32, 33. I do it to conserve water. Because I trust them all. Third Eye quotes, invite you to join a broadcast channel, name you or guardian. Orca. For sure. Yeah, and I'll say it on film right now. I've said it before, say it again. When I die, chop my body up and give it and put it in the ocean. It would be more efficient, it'd be more useful for consciousness to evolve faster instead of like, you can totally use my organs. Oh yeah, so it's like, okay, so if anything, yeah, just efficiency, man. Study it, shit. And then feed the rest of me that you don't need to orca. See, that's where it gets crazy. That's just my that's fish. That's where it like goes underwater. It's just a contract before I die that I would like that to happen. 33. Thank you.